Have you ever wondered who, or maybe what, is guiding you through life? Many believe in the existence of spirit guides, but is the concept of a personal spirit guide limiting our understanding of the true nature of guidance? Well, in this video, we will uncover the truth about spirit guides and how to tap into the true power of guidance. See, the idea of spirit guides has been around for centuries, with different cultures and traditions interpreting the concept in their own way. Some believe that spirit guides are individual entities, such as angels or deceased loved ones, whilst others see them as a collective consciousness or a higher power. But what if the true nature of spirit guides is something even more profound? Now, there's no doubt, is there, that some individuals clearly have a very obvious connection to what seem to be personal beings, but for most of us that's just not our experience, and the search for spirit guides in a personal form can become a very frustrating experience and can also lead us to deeper ignorance, really. So perhaps we can begin to see that the idea of personal spirit guides may be limiting our understanding of the true nature of guidance. We might have romanticized the idea of a specific guide leading us through life, but in reality, guidance can and does come from a much deeper source. It comes from that connection to something much larger than ourselves, that feeling sense that's birthed worlds and galaxies, but that's also able to transcend personal. See, this whole idea of personal even implies a separate me in the mind, so we can really get very easily trapped in that illusory way of searching for guidance, can't we? If you're honest with yourself, there's no real value in knowing whether Billy or Jean is the one who's guiding you. It can very quickly become a mental trap, and we can become too focused on finding and communicating with that personal guide rather than feeling into the guidance that's already there, which may well be actually coming from a personal guide, but the need and the search to know their name, their address, it's kind of futile, isn't it? And it really leads us away from the actual point. So perhaps we can change the definition. Perhaps we go from spirit guides to spirit guides you. As our search deepens, we begin to see that perhaps guidance can be a lot more down to earth, a lot more human. Let's not undervalue the guidance that can come from another human being. We become so focused on finding that one guide in the sky that we fail to see the many guides and sources of guidance that surround us. Now, I'm not doubting the existence of spirit guides. I'm having a little bit of fun with it, but I'm not doubting it. But let's not get whisked away in fairy tales at times, because they can trap us, because it's all mental. Maybe we can start to understand that true guidance doesn't have to come from a specific spirit guide, but more from spirit itself. We are all connected to a higher power, a universal consciousness that's always guiding us. But in order to tap into this guidance, we've kind of got to let go of the limiting belief of something personal and open ourselves up to the true power of guidance, feeling. And that feeling can lead you to very earthly guides rather than the ethereal ones. Though it's totally possible that spirit is guiding you here physically, and you probably recognize that within. But let's talk about feeling a little bit more, because there's an important distinction to be made between feeling and feelings. Feelings are emotions, and when the mind gets involved with these, it can totally cloud our judgment, isn't it? So this is not intuition, this is emotions in a sense. This can be an aspect of guidance for sure, but misinterpreted, it's not the guidance we're meaning here. This guidance comes through feeling, not feelings, our intuitive center, or as we would call it in yoga, the Vignamaya kosha, our intuitive sheath. Feelings, or emotions, and thinkings happen in feeling. Feeling is much larger, it's all pervasive. Beingness or presence, it's our portal to true guidance. See, intuition is felt, not thought. And not felt as in feelings, because they come and go, don't they? these emotions, but more a dimension within ourselves that's all-pervading and ever-present. So if searching for a personal spirit guide has led you to more mentality, well, then unfortunately you've been caught by the mental trap. And that's fine, but that mental trap will block true guidance and true seeing. Instead, we must go beyond the mind and into feeling. We must switch over from thinking to feeling, as this is where true and reliable guidance resides in you. Then you can really begin to trust yourself and the felt guidance that comes through. And it's pretty much the only way we can ensure we don't get hurt. So by understanding that spirit is the true guide, and by tapping into the feeling guidance that's already within us, we're able to live a life of true purpose and fulfillment. We no longer need to rely necessarily on the idea of a personal spirit guide, but rather trust in the feeling guidance that comes from within. But if you are receiving guidance from personal guides, then that's cool too, but most aren't. Because the ego is sneaky as well, isn't it? It can pretend to be the intuition or a personal spirit guide when really it's just spiritual ego. So if you're wanting to be led by spirit and learn how to really turn on your intuition by switching from thinking to feeling, then you should watch this video here. This video is about the shift from 3D to 5D consciousness and the journey and the battle that ensues because of it. But if you're ready, and there's a feeling in you that you're ready to get the proven structure and battle-tested practices and techniques and teachings that have helped hundreds of aspirants that have gone before you, then you can get our free training video outlining the exact path we need to take for our ultimate liberation, and the link is down below. But whatever you decide to do, I love you lots. Namaste.